Okay, now the next step, after you understand the social media matrix idea here in this week's lesson, the next step is really to start to implement this. And the first thing we're going to do is really work on your cross promotion strategy. Now remember, in all of these examples and slides and videos, the green arrow always is going to represent doing a cross promotion type of activity. And this is essentially when you're going to share a link on one site in an attempt to move people to another of your social media properties. So that's what this lesson is all about. It's called cross promotion. And just to refresh your memory a little bit, this is what the cross promotion matrix looks like. And again, this is just sending them to another site by promoting a link within the site, so cross promotion. So from Twitter, you're going to be sending people to Digg, to your blog, to Facebook and YouTube. From YouTube, you're going to be sending people to Twitter and your blog. From Facebook, you're going to be sending people to Twitter. And from Digg, you're going to be sending people back to Twitter. And these are just with references to either URLs or content that exists on some of the other sites that you have. Now remember, the idea here is to move groups of people from one social media site to the other so that they can expand their influence there, bring you more friends, and also allow you to market to them through multiple channels. And this is just a really effective way to do this. So that's cross promotion. So let's look at, if we take that picture and diagram it out, and you can see it in the top right corner there, if we break it down into all its elements, there's really only 5 types of cross promotion that we're going to work on here. And what you're seeing here, if I go ahead and put all the little icons on the screen, I'll go ahead and get them all up there, is number 1, you want to lead people from Twitter to your blog. And so we'll show you exactly how to do that. It's a nice little strategy because think of Twitter as just a very quick communication mechanism. And so when you're there, you only have 140 characters and you can only really talk about very short concepts. So what you want to do is tease a little bit of content and then suggest they go to your blog for the rest of the longer content. Now, number 2 there is leading people from Twitter over to Facebook and from Facebook back to Twitter. So there's kind of a two-way action here. So from Twitter, you might say, hey, posted some great new photos on Facebook of my last vacation. And that will move them over to Facebook. And they have to join you as a friend to see that content. So that'll build your friend base over on Facebook. And then from Facebook, while you're there, you can tell people, hey, you're my friend on Facebook. If you really want to stay in touch with what I'm doing on a daily basis in real time, come follow me over on Twitter. And so they'll come over on Twitter and follow you there. Number 3 is you can lead people from Twitter to YouTube and from YouTube back to Twitter. And this works just like it did with Facebook. So from Twitter, you might talk about a video you posted on YouTube. And from YouTube, in your URL description of either the video or your profile on YouTube, you can push people back to Twitter if they want to follow you on a daily basis or in real time to keep up with you. Now, number 4 there is leading people from Twitter to Digg and from Digg to Twitter. So on Twitter, you might reference an article that you just bookmarked, and on Digg, in your profile, you may have your Twitter URL there so people can come join and follow you on Twitter. And then finally, number 5 down there, lead people from YouTube to your blog. And this is just another variation, but what you want to do is you want to have a link to your blog from your YouTube channel so that people can come and learn more about you right there on your blog where you can have a nice, easy conversation with them. So those are the 5 main ways of cross-promotion that I recommend and that works really well. Now, let's talk about Twitter cross-promotion. And again, cross-promotion is just driving people from one site to another by posting a link for them to follow. Now, Twitter, think of Twitter as kind of your traffic cop. This is where you're directing all initial communication, and this is really where you want to interact with people in kind of a real-time way. And I don't necessarily mean sitting in front of your computer all day, but what I mean is this is the most recent short little snippets about you and what's going on in your life. Things you found that are funny, that are interesting, words of wisdom, quotes, news items, just anything you feel you want to share that exposes who you really are to your followers so they can get to know you and really see what an awesome person you are. And this is the fastest way to do that because people are much more responsive in Twitter. They really are. People who use Twitter a lot, the expectation is just that this immediate communication is built in. And that's good because you can quickly move people to other social media properties from Twitter. Now, Twitter is going to be most people's first contact with if you work this system correctly. So you want to be nice. You don't want to, overtly sell here. So you don't want to just pop into Twitter and say, hey, go join this program or buy this product. Instead, you want to tease people with ideas after you've built rapport with your followers on Twitter. So you want to provide lots of great content and then eventually direct them to other sites that you have on either Facebook, your blog, or YouTube, and eventually move them to your blog where they can join a marketing list where you're going to eventually offer them a product to buy. Now, your goal on Twitter is to move them from Twitter. If you're taking them to a video, it could be YouTube. And then if you have the YouTube to Facebook integration set up, you could even push them to Facebook as well there. If you have a long post where you just have really written 2 or 3 paragraphs about something, obviously that's for your blog. You want to take them to your blog where you have the control to be able to publish there. Now, the shorter posts that you have, the one thing that you want to do is make sure that the short posts and the fun stuff that you have, you move them from Twitter over to Facebook. And that's really going to be the best way to do that. So let's look at how this will start. Now, it all starts with Twitter. Twitter is kind of your communication central. This is your headquarters. This is where you want to direct all the traffic. So from Twitter, you're going to push people to Facebook, to your blog, and to YouTube. Now, let's talk about Facebook cross-promotion. And again, the idea of cross-promotion is moving them from one social media site to the other. So if you're posting or commenting on other people's posts on Facebook, what happens is something that's really interesting. Their friends are going to see your posts about that content that you've commented on. They'll find you on Facebook due to this viral nature of it. They'll be curious, they'll look at your profile, and if you've directed them back to Twitter, then they'll go follow you there. So that's a way to move people from Facebook over to your Twitter account. Now, your goal is to move them from Facebook to Twitter, and I also put in there you can move them to your blog as well. Either one of those are okay, but definitely try to get them to Twitter at some point, because if you do, there's a high degree of, I think, maneuverability you can have with those people. You can actually influence them a little better on Twitter. So, again, if you're on Facebook and you have short updates, tell them to go to Twitter to follow you there. If you have a long post that you want them to read more about, send them to your blog. That's where you put your longer posts. And if you have a video, obviously, some videos you'll want to publish on YouTube, some on Facebook, and some on both. But if you have a video that's only over on YouTube, you can push them over to YouTube to view that video, and they'll go over there and subscribe to your YouTube channel. So that's the way the Facebook cross-promotion works. Let's talk about YouTube cross-promotion. So again, if you're on YouTube, the secret to cross-promotion on YouTube is to put the link to the site that you want to direct people to in 3 very important places on YouTube. Number 1 is in your video. So always at the bottom of your video at all times have the URL that you want to direct people to, and that works wonders. The other thing is in the description of your video, put the URL to the place that you want people to go to. And then finally, in your profile on your YouTube channel, put the link to the probably blog or maybe even Twitter that you want to push people into. So your goal is to move them from YouTube to Twitter and possibly your blog there. A little bit of flexibility depending on how you like to work. Okay, let's talk about Digg. Now again, Digg is a social bookmarking site where you're going to be flagging great content that you find all over the place, and a lot of your content as well. You want a good mix there, mostly other people's content and some of yours. And on Digg, you can have a profile that talks about who you are, and you can even put a link in there to your blog or to Twitter. And so that's what you want to do. This is the way to move people from posts that you make on Digg over to one of your other social media properties. And so your goal here is to move them from Digg to Twitter, and I'd even also say here you could move them from Digg to your blog if that's what you wanted to do. So that's cross promotion. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. That's a fantastic way, very, very easy way to start moving people from one social media property to the other and get that cross-pollination going. And you'll see your fan bases expand on each one of these properties just exponentially. Because remember, when people move to other social media properties, the first thing they do is they invite all their friends to come look and see what they're doing on that property. And those people will eventually be exposed to your content, which will pull them into your social media matrix.